Hello, this is Doug. It's good to be back with you here at Wood Spun Round. I'm actually on the road at this point. We're doing a craft show that they asked me to bring my lathe if I could and demonstrate throughout the day. So that's what we're doing. Uh, right next to a log cabin and to my right and behind me is just a little ways is a young lady who is providing music throughout the day. And so you may or may not hear any of that, but she did an excellent job, and it was just a very pleasant day to be out. Since I've got my mini lathe, I don't use this lathe a whole lot anymore, but I do use it, especially when people ask me to come out and do a public display like this, and they don't have any equipment. They just want me to come show what I do. So not only did she want me there to bring my goods, but also she wanted me to do this demonstration. Since it is at a log cabin, she was going to be doing some basket weaving. Um, there was some other folks doing a couple other things. So it was just a fun day, and people were there buying. I had a decent day there. I've got this piece of cherry on the lathe. It is about a 6-inch diameter. It's going to be just a small plate. And I got this cherry somewhere. I can't even tell you where. It was a larger board. I got several of these discs out of it, and they've been just a joy to turn. This video pretty much is real time from beginning to end. There are some breaks, and that's where customers came up and they were looking at things and had questions, or I just felt like I needed to explain some things. And so I stop every once in a while just to talk with them. You'll also see just a glimpse of another fellow who walks up, and he's a fellow that I knew, and he wanted to talk about wood turning and woodwork and those kinds of things. And so as I'm turning, I'll talk to him, but you'll see his arm once or twice as he's standing there to my left most of the time. So I'm just going to be kind of quiet here. Let me say I do have this piece of wood pinched between my live center and my chuck. Chuck was starting to give me a couple little problems, little minor things, nothing major. But then also the lathe itself was, I think the control box has a little too much dust in it. 20 odd years of dust collected inside that control box. So I'm going to have to get into that and try to fix it up. See me just shaping the bottom here. I'll just kind of be quiet and let you watch for just a minute or two. Just stepping back to see the shape of this is the bottom side I'm working on. I have to get a tenon so I can turn it around and also shape the bottom of this little plate. And it's getting pretty close. I had been wondering as I was getting ready to, packing my equipment for this show, was wondering what tools I needed to take and what in the world was I going to do if my tools got dull. So I took 2 skews, 3 bowl gouges, and my spindle gouge, a parting tool, and then I took some easy wood tools as well, the carbide insert tools. You can cut for days and days and days before those get dull. But here you can see I'm getting pretty good shavings, even though this wood is extremely dry. Pretty well got my shape there, so I'm going to do some sanding before I turn it around. That way the backside is pretty much done other than finishing. I do go through my normal sanding routine. I go from 80 to 240. Then I'll use abrasive paste and wax to finish it. I did cut out some of the sanding there, and I also had a customer, so I just made a good point to cut the video. And I've already noticed I've got an issue with my chuck here, so we're just making sure everything is working correctly. And I kind of bang on the wood a time or two, just make sure that it's in good and tight. It's not going to go anywhere. All right, let's get the tool and get to turning the top side of this little plate. Just a nice little cleaning cut across there just to give me a clean surface to start with. And now we'll take out the inside of this plate.
How are you today?
Doing well. How are you?
So I run metal lathe where I work, and there's probably 10 more of them that other people run too.
There's my friend's
They
elbow.
blow something out of there, and they spin like very fast, and something comes out of one of
As
those
you can see,
things.
that cherry is
Oh
cutting
yeah.
out very nicely. Bowl gouge is
It hits
still
against the ceiling,
fairly sharp here and
something
doing
goes
just an
flying
excellent
up
job.
there. I've been knocked unconscious with a chisel on the lathe. Back when I was going to trade school, right, woodworking. This kid that I was cutting on, I think I was doing a bowl actually, and I was doing some holes right in the bowl part of it, and this kid come up and he just right behind my arm, and when I did it, gouged it, and it was a long handle one like this, so it wouldn't actually have much of an effect. Free weights available out on the gym floor. And there's several of us lifting, and I had
Always have to sand.
about here on the way up.
Sanding is not my favorite thing, but
Probably chopped
it
my
does
foot.
make the piece look good.
Those weights hit the floor, and we ran over that entire school. Not just the gym. We went into the main part of the school, and I was right behind him.
Must have been having a bit of a conversation there. In fact, I know I was, but
And the coach,
you see my left hand there flinging around
he grabbed both
while
of
I'm
us.
not moving anywhere. I'm probably having a discussion.
This guy was a hockey player. He was coaching when he couldn't make enough money playing hockey. Anyway, one of y'all there. we got the story from both of us. The stories were quite different. The biggest part was my story was true. We ended up in the vice principal's office. Told our stories again. Next thing I
Just
knew,
a interesting little note about this cabin that's behind me here. It was not. It's not a new construction. This is an old cabin that was in a different location.
that was something else.
It was purchased, disassembled, brought to this location probably 50 years ago, maybe a little longer than that. Anyway, it was brought here and reassembled. No electricity, no water in the building. It does have. It's rented out as an Airbnb now. Um, it does have running water. Um, the shower is supplied by a frost-proof hydrant that's right behind me. Then the electricity has been added in as well. The other water has been plumbed in, but for the shower, which was an added piece a bit later, um, they ran it in. It's there's a short hose running in, real interesting, but it works. Runs in the water from the hydrant runs in. Is split off inside. Half goes to the water heater, half goes to the shower itself, and so it works quite well. I've sanded. We've done the Axe paste. This is the wax, I believe, and you can see it's already looking pretty nice. Just a great day, a nice little turning to end the day. Been turning snowmen the whole day until now, and then I turned this cherry piece just to finish off the day.
I'm going to try to do something a little different this year. As I'm watching videos, I'm going to take note of things I see that could strike me as dangerous, or there's a better way to do it. And I got called out on it.
Really?
Who died and made you the god of turning? Told the guy, nobody. Just things that I see. This motor's about to give up the ghost, I'm afraid. Check the brushes later. I said nobody. It's just stuff that strikes me as being the hard way of doing it, or strikes me as being a dangerous way. I'm just going to give an alternative. I'm not calling anybody out.
Excuse me.
Just getting all kind of grief. And then the next 2 or 3 videos after that.
Yep, I'm talking.
Every time the same guy.
Did he think you saw something on his side?
I think he was afraid I'd see something on his. I don't even know if I looked to see if he had a channel.
You may be wondering about that little bracelet on my left hand. That's one of the little silicone bracelets that are handed out. I'd been at a craft show a couple weeks before this and was given one and stuck it on. I just haven't taken it off.
After the years of turning, that either could be done easier.
So it's really not a safety issue. You can see I do not have my wedding band on. I do take it off when I'm turning, simply because I really like my fingers where they are. Don't need to have those issues if it were to get caught. So that was the abrasive paste earlier. This is the wax that I'm putting on here.
Do those mostly woodcraft. But then Axe abrasive paste and wax, they sponsor me. I haven't paid for any of this stuff in a couple of years now. Started talking with the guy, well, I'd asked some questions. I didn't get any instructions with my first order, and so he kind of got obstinate.
I really do like the Axe wood paste, both the abrasive and the wax. The abrasive paste just works so well. I can stop sanding at 240 or 320. Either way, the abrasive paste picks up from there and takes it up to close to 1,000. It just does a wonderful job. I've not been disappointed by using the Axe abrasive paste. And then the wax, which is a high carnauba content wax. You could call it a carnauba wax. That's the basic. Excuse me. That's the basic wax in there is carnauba, which is the hardest known natural wax that we know about. So, well, that was redundant, wasn't it? It's the hardest natural wax we know about. So it's just good stuff, and it leaves a not a brilliant, bright shine, but it is a clear shine to it. I guess you'd call it a satin shine, and that's about all wax is going to do most of the time. You can get some car waxes that have a little brighter shine, but they have some other things in them other than the wax. And the whole idea is to be food safe. Um, so that's why Axe doesn't put all those other things in their wax. There is a new paste. It's a tongue oil paste, and it does an excellent job as well. That's used first before the abrasive paste and the wax, and it also is totally food safe. We're getting close to the end here, and before we just kind of drop out, I'm going to say thank you again for being here, and do hit the like and subscribe button on your way out. I would greatly appreciate it. Those two things help the channel more than just about anything else you can possibly do. If you'll do those, I would greatly appreciate it. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. We appreciate you coming along with us on this journey. Well, until next time, this is Doug, hoping you're able to spin them around.